My name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman & Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan, and today we're continuing our video series designed to educate and inform the public, so please subscribe to our channel. Today I want to give you some insights. I don't want our videos to always just be strictly informative from a sort of an academic standpoint, but I want to give you a little bit of insight, something you can actually take with you, something that you can actually understand and hear it well, so that when your case comes up, you will have a better understanding of what goes on behind the scenes. And today, in that regard, we're going to talk about things that the judge uses to determine custody. In other words, you know how you want custody to be determined. You know, your instincts tell you what evidence you want to bring forth. And the other side, no doubt, has their instincts about what they want to say about you. But what does the court truly care about? Because ultimately, you can say whatever you want, but it's the guy who wears the black robe. He's the one who's going to make that decision. So let's try to discuss a little bit now, spend a little bit of time of going into the court's insight into things. First of all, as you know, the court is duty-bound by statute to consider only what's in the best interest of the minor child. What does that really mean? That really means that the court truly doesn't care about you. It doesn't care about the other side. You're adults, for God's sakes. You're responsible for yourselves. You don't need the court to care about you. What the court cares about is the children. The children and their safety and their health and well-being is something that the court has to safeguard in a custody battle. So the court is going to look at the whole thing, not so much about you, not so much about what benefits you, but whether or not it benefits the child. So for example, a person may say to the court, I want to move to Tennessee. Why? I'll have a better career path. I'll have a better job opportunity. And the court, though, will look at it, well, wait a minute. I get you'll have a better career path. That's good for you. Maybe you'll make a little bit more money. That's good for the household. But what does the kid really care about? Does the kid want to move? Does the kid have a situation where if you move, yeah, maybe you'll be able to buy more things, but does he really care about that? Maybe his friends are more important to him. Maybe he wants to continue going to the school where he's gone to his whole life. He spent the last 7 years in this school, from pre-K all the way up to where he is now. He's got friends. He's known to his peers. He's well-liked. His teachers like him. He does things in school. He volunteers. The neighborhood, the community, this is what's important to him. So you may think that it's about you, but it's really not. So number one, understand that the court is always going to look at the child and what's in the child's best interest. Number two, the court often fields mudslinging on both sides. You have terrible things to say about your ex. He's got terrible things to say about you. You claim he abandoned the children. He says you threw him out. There's always a he said, she said going on. There's always two opinions. A lot of times there's some very strong negativity coming from both sides. If you think for a minute that the court is really relying on that, and the court even wants to hear that, you are mistaken. The court doesn't want to hear that. Rather than hear you bag on the other side, the court wants to hear why you're the better choice. So if the other side's a drug addict and an alcoholic, yes, you can cross-examine him and tell the court what a bad person he is, what a bad habit he has, how bad that is, but it probably is more productive to say, Your Honor, I don't drink, I don't use drugs. This is just something the way we raise our children. We have a dry household. We don't engage in that kind of activity because we feel it's self-destructive. I had to leave the other person because that level of self-destruction was kind of making its way into the rest of the family. See, that's a way of saying it, showing that you present a better opportunity without necessarily yelling at the other person how they have a problem. Because if you happen to get before a judge who may be a reformed alcoholic himself, you may be creating a situation where all of a sudden there's sympathy for the other person. So you got to be very careful about those type of things. Now, if you have any questions about that, reach out and we'll be glad to help you out.